Hey guys, I'm joined with little Fleur wearing reindeer ears. Um, so I wanted to come on and wish everyone a happy holidays and a Merry Christmas. For anyone that may be watching, let me make sure that this is even going. If you're watching this and you can see this, let me know so I make sure that it is up and running. Yeah, if you guys are able to see it, let me know. But yeah. Oh, emailed Anthrax. What's up? Hey. What, my girls? How are you doing? This year's been really different, I feel like, for a lot of people as far as Christmas goes, or just the holidays in general. I'm not sure what everybody celebrates, but I personally celebrate Christmas, and this year has been quite different. I see you, I hear you, I'm good. And you? I'm pretty good. Jimmy in craft. I cannot say that username. Hello, hey. Yeah, like I said, little Fleur is here. She's gonna do a dance for you guys. Her little dance. Yeah, I'm gonna actually, whether you guys want her or not, I'm going to bring Fleur into more videos. I don't know if you guys have watched my last video, but Fleur was in the background, and this was not intentional. I mean, she was in my room because it was at night, and she does sleep in my room at night, but she was not having the fact that I was doing a video. She wanted to go to sleep. Do any of you guys have cats? Or what, if you have pets at all, let me know. And there Fleur goes. She'll be back. But yeah, again, I'm wearing antlers. But yeah, I kind of wanted to just come on here and talk about some stuff if anybody is interested, and see how everybody's holiday season is going. For me, this is, oh, not anymore, emailed Anthrax said. I'm sorry. Pets are a great addition. But I understand, like, if you, I mean, when Pumpkin died, that was, like, obviously a really big thing for me. I prefer the humans in my life now. Well, that's good. But yeah, let me know how you guys are spending your holidays right now, because my holiday, I know I have these antlers on, I have this little Christmas stuff in the background. This actually opens up. But this year has been kind of weird. I'm only spending time with my mom for Christmas. Again, pretty sure, she does have COVID. She's getting better now, so we can't really do anything with other people. And it's also strange because I'm used to getting so many gifts for people, and so many people I'm not going to be able to see. So I put out some Christmas cards. I did like a little thing for my friends, which hopefully they received them. Who was Pumpkin? Well, Pumpkin inspired the channel name. I actually have him on my phone. Pumpkin's my background for my phone. He was a orange Maine Coon, and he was super sweet. And I had him from the age of 9 until I was almost 26 when he died. So I had him for almost 17 years. And yeah. Ed Wright. I have a chilled black Labrador who I'm sure is an INFP. Interesting. I'd like to see your dog. I love dogs. Nick Stride. Hey ya. Hey ya to you. I used to have a golden retriever and we named him Pumpkin. Aw. Yeah, Pumpkin Pumpkin is the PU in Pukokee, the Pa in Pukokee. So Pumpkin, and some of you guys already know this, but like Pukokee is a word I made up when I was 14, and it's a combination of sounds and names of the pets that I had. So Pumpkin, Pa, and then Coco, Co, and then Cookie, Key. So Pukokee. So yeah, he was a huge inspiration, and I still have some photos, and I want to incorporate him in my channel even though he's no longer with us. But I'm also trying to incorporate Fleur. Okay, emailed anthrax. Yeah, I had a cat I got attached to. It got sick and I was told I had to put it down. I didn't want to, but then I was pressured into it. So I did, and I've never wanted another pet since. I totally can relate to that. Obviously, well, I guess it's not obvious for people that didn't know this. I had Fleur before Pumpkin died. So I got Fleur in 2016. I was still in college when I got her. And so Fleur was not quite 3 when Pumpkin died. And Pumpkin raised Fleur as a kitten. And Fleur absolutely looked up to Pumpkin. And she's actually in the background. Wait, I'm going the wrong way. I hate this. Wait, what? I'm going the wrong way. I need to not look at myself. Okay. Let me go this way. That's so stupid. Why am I getting so confused by a mirror image? There she is. My pants are coming down. But now, mark my words, Fleur is going to be a more notorious figure in these videos. But yeah. I don't know what I was saying. Anyways, yeah, how are you guys doing right now, and like how have things changed as far as this year? Because and like, oh, I guess, which I'm gonna put out some videos before the new year. I'm trying to be more consistent. That's like, I guess I don't want to make promises. I hate breaking promises to people. So I'm trying to not like really talk about the stuff that I have planned. But I do want to do a meetup, and I know I've talked about this before, but another meetup. And I'm going to put out something, because I know what my schedule is, but I want to try to work around so that we can have as many people as possible. And maybe we do a few different meetups at different times. But I do want to have a meetup for people and to talk to. Because I think it would be really cool to have a community on here. And I've also thought about, I know people have talked about me putting out my Patreon, And I think one of the things I'm going to offer in Patreon is, and it wouldn't be expensive, and I don't even know if I want to offer it through Patreon, but I think I might, just because I'm so hesitant to start one, is Discord. I have a Discord, and I use Discord in my personal life, but I don't really want a million people on the Discord. I want only certain people on there. So I think that will be an offer that I have for anybody that's a patron, and doing like more consistent meetups on there. But this is apart from that thing. I do want to do a meetup with people in the nearer future. So we have to set up some times. Okay, next stride. 2020 was a terrible year. I totally agree with you. I've had so many existential crises this year. I'm also 27, so I'm going through my Saturn return, which I understand that a lot of you guys aren't interested in astrology, but that's like my hidden thing that I'm interested in. I was interested in astrology. I don't even know how old I was. I don't remember how old I was when I first got into astrology, but I'm not as like heavily invested in that anymore as I used to when I was younger, but it's something interesting. Emailed anthrax. Well, for one, I don't want to spend time in the malls. I don't either. Something that you guys may not know about me, I do not like shopping. I like shopping in some respects, but not really going to malls that much. Unless I was with friends, I think that makes it more fun. Gee, LOL. Yeah, the fact that I can't figure out where Fleur is. I know where she is now. She's right here. Fleur, come here. Come here. All right, I'm gonna do some tricks with Fleur really quickly for people. I want to try out some like weird things on this channel. Like I want to keep it consistent with MBTI. But okay, so as you can tell, I'm like hardly holding this little cat. She's like a little noodle. But I legitimately think, and this is the one thing that I am actually extremely proud of in my whole life, is my ability to train cats. And I know I've only really trained 2 cats, Fleur and Pumpkin, but I do feel like I have an ability to train cats. Typically, animals do like me, but particularly cats. And let me just show you what Fleur will allow. Okay, so I'm going to throw her up in the air. I can go like this to her. She's upside down. She's not even doing anything because she trusts me, and obviously there's no reason for her not to. But I really think I want to make like an instructional video. It'll probably just be a funny video, but like, I know that this isn't really normal. And by the way, she has this little girl, which you can't really see. She has huge, like, her claws she has some biggie claws. These can hurt, but she doesn't scratch. She doesn't bite. She doesn't hiss. She's just a good girl. Anyways, okay, let me get back to this. Okay, the INTP. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, Emily and everyone else. Thank you. Saturn return. So without going into like a lot of detail about the Saturn return, it's basically, and you can look it up yourself as well, but basically around the age of 27, I believe it's 27 to the age of 31, Saturn will make a return back into your chart. It positions it back into your chart where you were when you were born. And this can be a time period where people feel very lost because a lot of things are happening, almost like the world is going against you in some ways, in your career and in your relationships. You're kind of trying to figure out what trajectory you're going in. It's almost like a coming of age time and being one with adulthood, like being more of an adultier adult. And so it can be a very difficult time for people, but it also can be a very good time for people to make progress in whatever their endeavors, in any endeavor that they're doing. It's also a time that a lot of people come to notoriety, and just from personal experience, but even people that I have seen in popular culture. Around the age of 27 to 31 is a time that people really, some very notable people have put out things, and it's kind of been the breaking point, whether that's starting a channel, which obviously I did not start my YouTube channel at 27, but a lot of people do start new things during this time, and it can be a very positive time, but also a very difficult time. Anyways, okay. Now Fleur wants out. She's probably like, this crazy Emily. I'm here! Okay, but you're gonna say bye really quickly. I think she'll be back. By the way, she's upside down right now. My little girl is a pretty girl. Do 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 do. Do do. Oh. Do you want some foods? Do you want some foods? All right. Well, say bye. Say byes. Fleur, it should be a good example to you of anybody that says that cats are mean. Look at this little baby. She also likes dogs, but anyways, go on. At the same time, what is that condition that people have? Stockholm syndrome. So maybe I'm just really good at Stockholm syndrome with my animals, but I don't think so, because she's able to go outside. She actually uses the restroom outside. She doesn't use a cat litter box, even though we have one for her. But maybe that is maybe I've just maybe she has such strong Stockholm syndrome that she isn't even thinking about leaving, but I really doubt it. Anyways, I just think that maybe kitties like me. I'm hoping. Cat is afraid of the experiences you're gonna give her. Wow. Is your cat an INFP? I don't think she is, actually. That's a possibility. What's interesting, which I take this as a extremely high compliment coming from my mom, because my mom is actually fairly judgmental of me. By the way, my mom is an ISFP, but she thinks that I'm very similar to Fleur. Supposedly Fleur reminds me a lot of me, reminds her a lot of me. And I actually do see that Fleur, I've gone back and forth with Fleur, but out of certain personalities, I do see INFJ actually for her. Maybe INFP. She's definitely a feeler type. And I do think she is introverted. She's She's actually very shy, which I know a lot of cats are too, but Pumpkin was not shy. Pumpkin was definitely an extrovert. But anyways, let's see. I've heard animals take on personality traits of their owners. You've made INFJ cats. Pumpkin was not an INFJ, by the way. He was not an INFJ. Dude, natural cat whisperer. Thank you. Hello. Hello. My ENFP friend had the annoyingest cat ever. Yeah, I mean, there are some obviously there's annoying dogs, but there's also annoying cats. I've met some annoying cats. When I lived in Washington, there was this cat named Lumi that we lived with. So there were 4 cats that were living in this house when I lived in Washington State. There was Pumpkin, Fleur, which obviously are my cats at the time, and then Miss Kitty and Lumi. And I still have videos of them, but Miss Kitty was like this little gray cat, and she was very small and just really kept to herself. She was very like kind of the stereotypical cat of she was very sweet, but she just wanted to just be by herself and not super social. And then there was Lumi, or Lumiere, and I'm pretty sure Lumi was an ESFP. I am almost 100% sure that Lumi was an ESFP, and he absolutely loved Fleur. Like, he was obsessed with Fleur. And Fleur used to play with him, but he kind of like, he was very obnoxious. I thought he was really cute, but I see how Pumpkin at the time, he did not like Lumi. He found Lumi very, very annoying. And he would go after Lumi. It was actually kind of funny. I still have videos of this, and maybe I can make like a compilation videos of cats if anybody would be interested in that. But I have some cute little Snapchat memories of that and stuff. Okay. Or do you prefer to be referred as Catwoman? I mean, I don't know about Catwoman, but avid randomer. I had an ENTJ cat once, but it fired me as its owner. Oh my gosh. Jackie Jack. Are you trying to sell your cat? Absolutely not. I would never sell Fleur. Cats see to me, but that's because I know how to scratch behind their ears. Yeah, I also do that. Which also, Fleur likes her belly rubbed as well. She's just a weird cat. Next try, just order my food to the wrong place and had to run up the road to get it. Oh no. That sucks. Yeah, I haven't really been out too much. I actually went out earlier today. Went to the store. I got some things. I'll go show you my exciting things that I got. Okay, so I got this little lamb thing, this little lamb toy for Henry, my dog. And I think he'll like it. I got Fleur some treats. Now that Fleur's not in the room and she can't see her presents, I got Fleur some little cat toys. This is also a really weird thing. Pumpkin, my old cat, Pumpkin, he never took to catnip. Like, if given catnip, he would refuse it, and he just didn't have an interest in having it around. But Fleur, she likes her catnip. And I don't really give her catnip. It's been a while since she's even had catnip, but I don't know if this has catnip in it. Oh yes, it does. So it actually has catnip. So maybe Fleur will go crazy. And then I got some treats for my dog. I got some little stocking stuffers for my mom when I was at the store. But anyways, it's going to be a very small Christmas this year. Jackie Jack. I meant sell off in advertising to everybody. Oh, are you talking about, I mean, I actually want to I am going to make eventually in the future. I feel weird about saying this, but I'm trying to not feel weird about it. In the future, I do want to like get to the point where I make merchandise for people if they're interested in buying. And Fleur could be on a mug or on a sweatshirt. I actually really want to recreate this sweatshirt. And let me know if you guys would be interesting. I know this is a very like niche thing, but so I got this sweatshirt from a thrift store like a couple of years ago. And I really like this sweatshirt. I know it's kind of funny, but I want to recreate it with like Fleur's eyes and like make it black or like gray so that I can make it like, and then also make one with pumpkin. I think that would be cool. People might like it. Because again, this little boy, he could have been let's see. I'm trying to, let's see. Well, I showed you guys earlier, but, oh yeah, here. Pumpkin's eyes are so pretty. I feel like he could make, like, okay, imagine this kind of coloring with Pumpkin's eyes on a shirt like this. I don't know. I think it would be really cute. But I don't know if anybody would want that. Even if I just made it for myself, I would do it because I think it would be cute. But I also have thought about, like, doing stuff with, like, INFJs or just, like, other personalities as well on things. Especially getting into Procreate and doing, like, digital design. But anyways, being INTJ now, I know my INFJ friend care about me so much and they can't ever hurt a cat. Well, I think that's good. I think this goes into something interesting. I think that just because you are a certain personality type doesn't mean you aren't capable of certain things. So, like, for example, I don't think that all INFJs would necessarily be good cat owners. But I know for me, I love my kitty cats. Cedric Beachy. Our cat's named Gandalf is really strong and large. He's gray and white with long fur. So sometimes beats up his sister, Snowdrop, who is that orange and white? They're very pretty cats. I would like to see the kitties. You guys can always send me pictures of cats. I would totally love it. Avid randomer and BTI stuff would probably sell. Yeah. I have some ideas for different things. I just need to know how to go about it and just be smart about things. I'm really looking forward to 2021, and hopefully it's not the same as like what we thought of 2020. Because if you're anything like me, in 2020, I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be the best year ever. We're going into the 2020s. It's going to be like the roaring 20s. And I remember on New Year's, I was at my ex-boyfriend's house at the time, and I had a good amount of my friends there, and also my sister was there with some of her friends, and it just seems like such a, ooh, this is going to be a good year. No. Wasn't that great. But it's okay. A lot of growing. Merry Christmas, everyone. Hope you have a happy new year. Are you Rudolph today, Emily? Yes, somewhat. I just need to maybe scratch my nose a little bit more. I mean, it's already red. So I'm kind of like already, I kind of already look like Rudolph because my red nose. So one thing, Cedric, you had me cringing there when you read that, when you read that. Why did I just say? Well, guess what, Cedric? We are one of the same. I'm also dyslexic, so you have probably seen, I know that I've made a lot of spelling mistakes or just like different things. I'm notorious for like writing out a message and not looking at it, even though I know I have dyslexia. So it would make sense to actually like proofread my message. So I do stuff like that all the time too, so don't worry about it. Big Stride. I like the cat shirt, but I don't know if I would wear it. I mean, I know it's a very niche thing, but I have, so another idea that I have, and I got this inspiration from actually going to Portland and seeing this phrase, and I know that other cities have this phrase, but it's the phrase, keep Portland weird. And I've actually sprinkled this phrase like on TikTok and I think on my Instagram. Is keep introverts weird. I think that could be like a really cool design where it's just like maybe a blank shirt and then in a very small line. And I know this is like super simple, but just like write in very small print, keep introverts weird. Keep introverts weird. And it's also kind of weird because then people have to look at your shirt a little bit closer and then they're going to realize that they're the weirdos for looking at your shirt so close. But let's see. Ed Wright, I think pets' unconditional love is the best thing for NF's mental health. My dog is nearly 9 and I will sometimes cry thinking about she will probably not be around in 3 to 4 years. You and me both. It was like, I had to be like just a couple days ago, but I was laying on the bed with Fleur, and Fleur's only 4. And she has at least another 12 years or more, but it made me sad and I started to cry a little bit. Like I said, I cry quite a bit. It's been less frequently than it used to be, but not to be too morbid, but this is Pumpkin. This is his urn. So Pumpkin is in here, his ashes. But it's a really pretty box. So yeah. He's always here. And like I said, that's partly why I brought back the name of my channel. I know it was only gone for a little bit, but just commemorating Pumpkin. Pakoki was born from Pumpkin. He was the main inspiration. Let's see, Cedric Beachy, it's snowing. Oh my gosh, that's cool. Oh my gosh, Jackie Jack 12, MBTI cat meme shirts. That is actually a super good idea. And that's something I really like about TikTok too, is there are, so this is kind of stupid, but let's see. I need to finish this series actually. But I have a video on TikTok. I don't know if I've already shown this, but it's about Arthur. Let's see, where is it? Okay, here's a no nuance. Oh no, this is not it. Also, my hair is so frizzy. I feel like I need to like learn how to do better composition on YouTube, because on TikTok I feel like I look so much better on TikTok the way I compose myself. But that's beside the point. It will come with time. Okay. Arthur. So I've done like little things where I've typed Arthur. And I will argue with you. I know that I haven't really made videos like that typing characters on this channel, but I actually have a lot of opinions about things. And I know that some people that maybe have watched Arthur may disagree with me on my typings, but I have like some valid arguments for them. But anyways, okay. But are you ready for 2021? Expect the unexpected. Oh, I think if anything, I think we've realized that you should always expect the unexpected, especially from this year. Like, I was thinking, I mean, I think about this all the time, but can you think about, like, imagine yourself even just a year ago from this date, and imagine that self, that 2019 self, coming to 2020 on the same date and seeing how many people's lives are changed, and like just walking in public, maybe not on Christmas Eve, but like on a normal day where everyone's wearing masks, or wherever you live, like whatever it looks like. I bet it's quite different than what it was in 2019. And it's crazy. It's so different. And I'm embracing the unexpected, I guess. But I also am looking forward to things. And I don't know, I'm trying to get out of my head, because I think as introverts especially, being in your head, even though it's very comfortable, it's not always the best place to be all the time. Nick Stride. That escalated quickly, yes. And I'm sorry to get a little bit morbid with the pumpkin thing, but I've come to a point where I'm more accepting of his death, and I'm trying to do him well. I'm trying to make him proud if he was still here. And I'm also holding on hope that if I ever have a child, that he will come back as my child. So hopefully I don't have to be away from him for too long, but even if I don't. Okay. Anna Grace, I'm an INFJ with dyslexia. I can't even read the word dyslexia as well. Do you think it has an effect on your personality type? I'm not sure if it does for me. I'm not sure. I think every personality type can have like any kind of issue, and maybe some personalities are like more prone to things than others, but it definitely is a challenge. I think as someone that already has a hard time expressing myself, I think having dyslexia is not helping things. I was talking to someone earlier in real life, and I was just like talking normal, and he's like, "You pause a lot." Yes, I do. I pause a lot. That's just the way I talk. And I have to edit it out of videos now because it can be very obnoxious. And I mean, it still seems like I pause a lot in videos, even though I've taken a lot of the pauses out. And that's also, I think, to do with like the dyslexia aspect. But that also, I think, is an INFJ thing. Cedric Beachy, I don't know how to send you, can pickers? I don't even have, cat pictures. I don't even have Facebook. I have discovered, and there's a video of a cat fighting. INTPY. Arthur INTP. It's strange because that's my type, and I never thought of him as being one. Yes, this is actually a video response. I made a response because I knew that was going to be the most controversial one about Arthur. And I actually think I'm going to, so it's kind of cool on TikTok. I'm kind of like, it's a good way of like, just trying out things on TikTok, like trying out ideas. And then putting those ideas maybe on a longer form video on YouTube. And so I'm going to go into an explanation as to why I typed Arthur, but I can do it now as well. So, Arthur, the reason why Arthur, I believe, is an ENTP, a lot of people want to type him. I think if you go online, a lot of people type him as like an ISFJ, ISFP, what else? Sometimes I've seen INFP, a lot of feeler types. But personally, I believe that Arthur is an extrovert. And I think also Arthur values extroverted feeling. But he's definitely not an ENFJ or an ESFJ, in my opinion. And I don't think he's an ISFJ either. Again, I think he is an extrovert. The thing about Arthur, you have to actually really watch the show. I watched the show since 1996. So I've been watching the show for a while. I mean, I don't really watch any of the new episodes, obviously. It's been a long time since I've watched, like, the episodes that I did watch when I was younger, and I kind of have gone back to them. That's partly what inspired that video, is I've watched a lot of Arthur in the last month. And I know that's, like, so weird because it's, like, a kid's show. But it's actually really entertaining. I still like it. Arthur, if you watch back, he's like such a little savage, and to me, it like very much emanates the idea of him leading with NE and having TI as his secondary function. And just his interaction with DW and certain friends. Like, Arthur doesn't know the right thing to do. He figures out the right thing to do. It's typically not him knowing what's right, but he does value that FE harmony. And I'm going to go more technical when I explain exactly why. But anyways, enough about Arthur. I don't think Arthur is an ESTP. I see why, but that's why, like, to me, ESTPs and ENTPs, I feel like are often mistyped, but I see ENTP more. Anyways, okay. Okay. Emailed Anthrax. I love being in my head. I do too. I mean, I entertain myself, so I want to make a video about this too, because I know I've done like internal monologue videos, but it feels like my brain never shuts off, and like the thoughts in my head and everything like that. Like, I know everybody dreams, but I very much vividly dream every night, and it feels like still being awake because I'm making decisions in my mind. Like, I'm controlling the dream, but I'm also like thinking in like first person perspective in a lot of my dreams, where I'm thinking out what I'm doing in my dreams. It's like kind of trippy. It would be kind of cool. Like, I don't know, the movie Inception, I haven't watched that in a long time, but it would be interesting to do a synopsis of that. My head lets me recognize that I'm looking at what I'm looking at in the physical in a new light. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I really like being in my head in a lot of ways, but maybe, okay, Jackie Jack, but maybe not, don't name your child Pumpkin. I'm not going to name my child Pumpkin. Maybe if I really feel like that child was reincarnated from Pumpkin, maybe I would give him a little nickname, or her, because Pumpkin might come back as a girl. I might say Pumpkin as a nickname, just like how some people will call their children Muffin or Sweetie or whatever. Maybe I'll call them Pumpkin as a little pet name. I don't know. Kind of crazy, but I think NI wants to clump a lot of sensory details into one concept. I agree with that. Emailed Anthrax. I think it's unfair to tell people not to name their kids whatever they like. Yeah, but I'm not gonna name my kids Pumpkin. I mean, I can tell you guys what names I have picked out for children. I already have names picked out if you guys would be interested in even hearing that. I'm not going to say anything if anybody doesn't want to hear it because it might be a little secret in the future. But as for now, if anybody wants to hear the names, I will say it now. But otherwise, I'm not going to. Okay. Next stride. So dyslexia makes sense. Yes. I cannot pronounce dyslexia. I can't like look at the word and pronounce it. I have to like, that's like such a cruel joke too, that dyslexia has such a weird spelling for dyslexic people. If any INFJs and INTJs know how to get out of your head, please share. I can make a video about that. So my last video, which I realized in order for more people to see my videos, I have to be more consistent because I think the algorithm is not in my favor right now. But I'm going to try to not worry about that. But in my last video, I like that video, but it's mostly because of Fleur. She's so cute in the video. Anyways, I did talk about some ways of like dealing with loneliness that I think kind of correlate with getting out of your head, but I can make a video specifically on that. Anna Grace, thank you for your response. I struggle with communication a bit as well. Yes, it's like such a struggle. Such a struggle. Talking is such a hard thing to do. Oh my gosh, put yourself in mortal danger. Wow, where am I? Anna Grace, I find that setting a time to think about something really helps. So tell yourself, I can't think about this thing until this time. That's interesting. That's a really interesting way of approaching not overthinking. I don't know if I would be able to do that. I guess I could, but that's actually some food for thought for more of my overthinking. Okay. But 2020 did one good things, make some people come together. So sit back and think about the future. It's good to talk to you always, and wanted to staying in your head is dangerous as well as awesome. I agree. That's why I want to do like meetups and stuff with people, because I know that until probably about the spring, I'm not going to really be seeing too many people in person. And I also want to like be more engaged this upcoming year, because I mean, to be honest, and anybody that's been following me for a while on this channel knows that for the last year and a half, I have been extremely inconsistent on this channel. And at the time when I dropped off from my channel, it had the opportunity to grow a lot larger than what it is right now. And I realized that in myself. I realized that consistency is a huge thing, and in a way, I like regret not keeping up with my channel. But I also feel like the time that I took off of not really being consistent really allowed me to realize the true reasons of like having a YouTube channel, and also what to do and what not to do, which I know that's always an evolving thing, but EXTPs are super savage, yes. I blame any fifth for keeping our brains going. Probably so. You got that powerful NI mind palace. Wouldn't that be so cool if we could take, like, not about like reading people's minds, because I don't think I would really want to read people's minds, but wouldn't it be cool to take a tour of someone's mind? Like, I mean, you offer a tour It would be really interesting. I think you guys would find it maybe interesting if you took a tour of my mind at night sleeping. I have some really interesting dreams that are really realistic. So it would be kind of cool. And I would like to explore other people's minds, especially ones that are like that think very differently than mine. Because I know I talked about this in the internal monologue, but I have an internal monologue, so I hear my own voice. Even like right now when I'm talking, I'm still talking in my head. But I also do visualize things, and I have a pretty vivid imagination, and I also have abstract thoughts as well. So I have like a combination of things in my head going on. So it's not just the internal monologue, even though that's like the primary one. And when I sleep, it's the same way. I have like the combination of those. And so I think it would be cool, especially like someone that only like I especially would find it interesting as someone who only has visual thoughts or like feeling thoughts. Like some people only think in feelings, which is so weird. But it's also like they probably think my way of thinking is weird. My goodness, when you have trouble reading what I wrote, it makes me feel I don't know what you're saying there. Even though I know it's not a big deal, I'm like, I really messed that up, didn't I? Don't feel bad. I'm just as bad at stuff like that too, so let's see. Even though it might just be me, I feel like if you have trouble reading it, and I think it must be me, I'm like, I mean, I just have trouble reading in general, so can't boil it down to just me. I think we owe it to our kids to give them names that will not disadvantage them. Yes. Of course, we want to hear your thoughts. In some European countries, it's actually legal. You have to use names from a list. Anna Grace, I was literally thinking the same thing about the spelling of dyslexia. Tell me about it. Cedric Beachy, I get yelled at for daydreaming. I daydream almost all day, every day. It's snowing harder. Cool. Thank you, Jackie Jack, for bless you. And thank you, God bless. As long as browser history is off limits. Not sure what that. I would be ratified to take a tour from my mind. You are ESTP during stress. I'm definitely an ESTP. I wouldn't say during stress. I feel like I'm an ESTP when I'm drunk, but I've talked about this before. Which, I think I've already said this. I very rarely drink. The last drink that I had, which was the first drink that I've had in a long while, was a White Claw, and it was like half of a mango White Claw. That's like I don't even drink that much in general. Nick Stride, I'm the only ISTP I know who has consistent inner monologue. That is really interesting. I thought you were typed as ENTJ, Nick. Time. Emily, do you want to share thoughts? Maybe we can practice a Vulcan mind melds or drifting like in Pacific Rim. Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've seen that movie. Ew. Sorry if you guys don't like licking of fingers. I have a towel right here. I have a little heater going. You probably can hear it in the background. Sorry if that bothers anyone. But yeah. And I have a little pimpy right here, a little pimple. But I'm eating my little chocolate, my Ghirardelli chocolate. Well, a time comes when you accept the reality as it is, and you don't have to change it. That's when you start getting out of your brain and seeing the reality. I can agree with that. I think partly why I find myself in my mind, I mean, I just think that's kind of just my normal way. But I do find myself doubting myself a lot and like almost overthinking until I talk myself out of doing something. That's also why I didn't post as consistently. And I think that's something that needs to not be done. Also, this is like melting, so I need to eat it. Ed Wright. My dog is sleeping on the bed with me, and her legs are twitching, and she's making the weird noise. I usually wake her up when she does it in case it's a nightmare, but maybe she's having a nice dream. Very well could be. Okay. Martin K. Schroeder. Schroeder. What is your, well, what is your favorite animal? And what are the 3 deep reasons why? Like, what's my favorite animal and what are the reasons why I like that animal? Or what is the reasons, the deep reasons in the concept of why? I'm gonna say it's probably fox. So a fox is my favorite animal, I think. And I find foxes to be very they're very intelligent. Also, foxes are super friendly and nice as well. I think they get a bad rep of being like a sly fox because they are highly intelligent, but if you domesticate a fox, or if you ever have a pet fox, which I don't, they're very, very sweet. They're almost like a combination of a cat and a dog. And I mean, I think they fall into the canine. They're like closer to dogs than cats as far as genetically speaking. However, they act like golden retrievers, but they're also extremely cunning in a good way, I feel like. And I also think that they're really pretty. And okay, this is gonna be, nobody asked for this, but I'm gonna do it anyways. So I saw a fox, it was a little while back. I used to see foxes all the time where I used to live in Georgia. This actually happened in Georgia, but this was like almost a year ago, I guess. There was a fox that was running across the road, and this is how they run. Also, they're really funny. Like, their voices are really funny. Like, okay, actually, I don't know if I can actually do this, but they kind of okay, pretend that this is I don't even know why I'm jumping around like this, but this is the fox. I guess it's really my hands that can do it. The foxes, it's like they hop. They do this little, not like that. Don't look at me, just look at my hands. They do like a little hop around. It's so cute. If I had Fleur, I could probably demonstrate better with her. She has like a little flexible body that could demonstrate. Oh, thank you for the 10 pounds. That's very sweet. I think that's pounds, right? Is that pounds or is that I think, or is that euros? I always get it confused. I think it's pounds. Wait, let me look it up. I'm gonna feel bad. Hell. Okay. Sorry if it's like kind of paused. I don't know. Why am I not looking this up on my phone? I could probably, you guys are probably saying what it is, but I'm not gonna look at the comments. I'm gonna look it up myself. This is something also about me, and I don't know if this is representative of my personality, but yes, it is pounds. Yes, I was right. I should know this too because my Nana's British and I've been to the UK so many times. But anyways, which by the way, probably not in 2021 because we all know that things are probably not going to be completely back to normal until 2022. But maybe 2021. I do want to go back to the UK and Europe. I have a lot of relatives that live in Europe. So also, I think I've talked about this before. Again, thank you again for the 10 pounds. My mom's cousin, which is like my first cousin once removed, he, or like, I guess some people say second cousin, he is, I don't know if I've said this, but he's on this show called The Knights Templar. I'm in their Facebook group. Let me find it. His name is Carl Cookson. And it's really cool. He has he owns some of the most rare Knights Templar relics. And he has a show with his friend Hamilton. Let's see. I'm trying to find like a good picture of them. Okay, so it's in the UK, but it's also in the US. So this is my mom's cousin Carl. I've obviously seen him many times in my life. But he lives in the UK, and that's his friend Hamilton that wears a hat. Supposedly, I actually haven't seen it, but supposedly Hamilton's really funny. Carl is super funny. I have an unlisted vlog that I did. Actually, it wasn't at his house, it was at his brother's house. And they're from Liverpool, and they have such the heaviest Liverpudlian accents, and he also has been smoking all his life, really. So he sounds so husky and deep. But if you were to look up the Lost Relics of the Knights Templar, or whatever the show's called, you could find him on there, and he could speak. Anyways, that got really off topic. So yeah, hopefully that answered the question about the fox. Let's see. My ESTP mom is INFJ during sadness. Interesting. Cedric Beachy. I would be terrified to let someone take a tour in my mind. Maybe if I could show the very limited space in my mind. Yes. So my thing would be, which I don't really want everyone to take a tour in every single thought that I have, but like, what if you could set up a tour on only certain parts of your mind that you want people to take a tour through? So that's why I say like with dreams, because I do have some embarrassing dreams, but for the most part, I mean, they're dreams, so I really don't care. Like, maybe they would find a message in it, but I think it would be kind of cool. Okay, Nick Stride. TI seems to tend to think symbolically until they need to communicate. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Okay. Billy G, she's chasing rabbits. The biggest problem of overthinking is confusion. What's your thoughts on this? I don't know if maybe overthinking has a lot to do with like over confusion, but I don't like. Are you talking about maybe trying to talk out a confusion that you have? I'm not sure, but I mean, I think it's analysis paralysis. Like overthinking does lead to some type of paralysis, and that can kind of stir from confusion. When you first saw that video, did you Google the sound that a fox makes? I think I've heard foxes before I saw What Does the Fox Say? But yeah, it's really weird. That song from, I don't know when that song came out, the What Does the Fox Say? They really do make those weird noises. Nick Stride, pet fox sounds awesome. Yeah, that's one of my goals, is to get a fox eventually, like a domesticated fox. Introvert 1, wing 2. Cats are like INFJs. Some cats are. I think cats are just like, I've met so many different cats, so it really depends. Cedric Beachy. People say I'm a fox when I ask what animal I like. I'm like, that and a snake. Oh my gosh. Martin. Awesome. Okay, good. Okay. It's definitely pounds. It's pounds. I know. I figured that out earlier. It's just like so stupid. Like, okay, first of all, first time that I went to the UK, I think I was like 6 or 7. So I've been going to, and obviously, again, my Nana, my mom's mother, and also, but fun fact, my mom and her brothers used to live in the UK. Oh, Ed Wright said, bye, Emily, happy holidays. That was what the 10 pounds was. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. But yeah, so yeah, I should know. I've also had, like, obviously I've had pounds before. And anyways, I've also been to Europe, other places in Europe many times as well. So it's really silly that I would not know the difference in that symbol. I mean, I did say pounds at first, but I just didn't want to be wrong by it. Okay. Americans can't differentiate pounds and euros. Yeah. I loved Fantastic Mr. Fox. I remember my sister and I enjoying the book while my brother was reading it by the Kindlelight. Martin, Emily, what is your favorite body of water and any form of water, sea, ice, snow, and what are the 3 deep reasons why? Are you doing like a psychological analysis of the reasons why I like things? Maybe so, but I'm okay with that. Oh, wait a moment. This is a psychological experiment. I know this psychological experiment. I literally have done this psychological experiment on TikTok. So, I personally like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what body of water I like and the reasons why. I guess water in general, I like how I like how malleable water is and how, I mean, water is the source of life. It can also kill you, so that's kind of cool. It's both benevolent and ow. Also, I'm getting water all over me. I do like smart water. But, okay. Yeah, I like the fact that water is both positive and negative. And it's liquid air, which is kind of cool. I don't even know if that makes sense. But, whatever. Okay. I see foxes all the time in England. Foxes are cutest. Oh my gosh, avid randomer. I want a pet raven that I can teach to say nevermore. Well, ravens are extremely intelligent creatures. Those are so cool. Foxes pounce in the snow, and it's amazing how they do that. Yeah, that's why I want to bring Fleur back so I can do her little pouncing. Because she does have a very similar body type to a fox. And I think it would be cute. Villagey, and it's even more confusing with pounds, shillings, and pence. You look like you are in a constant meditative Zen state. Emailed Anthrax. Yeah, experimentation for everyone. Also, would you guys be interested in me doing any of the psychological experiments on this channel? I've thought about so I've done psychological experiments on TikTok, and they have been a hit. And I don't know if they would be a hit on YouTube. But either way, I think it could be interesting because obviously it would be longer form content where I could do the psychological experiment and then explain all of the reasons behind those experiments. Let's see. Let's pick one of us to dissect on live stream next. I mean, if anyone wants to join right now, I would be very interested to have someone on here as well. INFJ is nothing but a way to organize reality in their internal mind. Water, liquid air, hydrogen, oxygen. I guess it is liquid air. Emily, why did you hesitate to speak your mind when you figured out what I was doing back there? I don't know. So I like psychological experiments, and I recognized what you're doing at first, but I didn't recognize. I mean, I guess I put two and two together that it is from the same experiment, which I guess that makes sense because that's kind of a pretty famous one. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to doing a psychological experiment live with someone. Well, humans are smart water. Some others are pretty stupid. ESTP organizes reality by life like sensory experience. Anyways, I think I'm gonna get going soon. Unless we have any other thoughts. Again, I don't know if anybody, well, I guess it's kind of like, maybe I should just say it, but I don't know if anybody said that they want to hear my kid name ideas. So I think I'm not going to share. They're kind of weird, but I do hope one day I have kids. And I also hope that I meet someone one day. But maybe that is not going to happen. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, if anybody has any final thoughts before I get go, okay, sure. Anna Grace, I will share them. Okay, so I have a few that I'm very much wanting. So one of them is the name Melita. And I know that's kind of a weird name. It is my dad's mother's last name. Her name was Rosalie, which I also like that name as well. But Rosalie to Melita, but that was her dad's last name, obviously. He came from Sicily. His name was Salvador Melita. And he changed his name when he came to the US in like the early 1900s. He changed his name to Samuel, and then he had the last name of Malti. That's like what they changed it, because he went through Ellis Island. And so Melita went to Malti once he came to the US. So he went from Salvador Melita to Samuel Malti. And I really like the name Melita. My mom said that if she knew that that was actually my grandmother's last name, that she probably would have named me Melita. Which, I don't know. It's kind of a weird name, but I like it. And then I also really like the name Wilhelmina. And again, this is kind of also a strange name, but I really like the name Wilhelmina because supposedly my dad found out on his side of the family, from his dad's side of the family, not his mom's, but that we are related to Queen Wilhelmina of the Netherlands. And if you've ever gone to the Netherlands, I've been to Amsterdam many times and I really like it, but they actually have Wilhelmina chocolates and different things that are branded by her. And it's kind of cool to know that I'm related to her. But I also just really like the name Wilhelmina. And I would name that child for short, I would name them Willow. That would be like their nickname. I also really I do like the name Salvador, but I don't know if I would go for that. I also like Xavier. Again, I don't know if I would do that. I like weird names. Raphael is kind of cool. Also, like I said, Rosalie. What other name do I like? There's a few, but they're all kind of like, I really like the significance of like showing some type of family tie, but also doing like something a little bit unique that isn't like, I don't necessarily want to name my child Pumpkin. I know that was like brought up earlier. Or something like that. I want it to be kind of like a classic name, but also like kind of more of a unique name, at least in the US. Like, I don't know many people that are named Wilhelmina, definitely not Melita. Even Rosalie is kind of it's a more of a classic name. But yeah. Emailed Anthrax. My first thought is, where's your Christmas sweater? Well, I have my university sweater on here, which some of you guys may or may not have known. I was actually, this past semester, the semester ended a week ago, or a little over a week ago. But I enrolled back into my old university, so I was actually going to school this semester. No certain plan. Did we choose to be born? Maybe we did. Intake gaming. Final thought. An honest person doing a live stream without any script. It was one of the nice things this year has given us. Life and need a little mystery. Well, as most of you may know, I never have used a script. Even in my last video, I put down ideas. I just put on ideas of like what I would do, but I don't. I mean, I probably should script videos sometimes, but I've never used a script for anything. So thus far, but maybe that's Nick Stride. That was a cool story. Thank you. Beta Quadros ruin people's lives by manipulating them very badly. What? Emailed Anthrax, don't cry for me, Wilhelmina. The truth is, I've never left you. Anna Grace, those are really nice names. I really like Lilani, which means heavenly flower. I don't know if I pronounce that right, but that's a pretty name. Also, Anna, I don't know if you know this, but my sister, my biological sister that lives in Japan, because I also have a stepbrother and a stepsister, which I haven't really talked about too much, but my biological sister, her name is Anna, so that is I love the name Anna. Her name is Anna Keith. Her middle name's Keith. Anna Keith Barnes. She's my little baby, and we can't see her this year because of COVID, and that's been one of the hardest things, is not having Anna come for Christmas, because she always comes during the holidays, and she's not here this year. But yes, Anna, I like your name because it reminds me of my little sister, and I love her. Also, Grace is a really pretty name as well. I like the name Anna Grace. So this is what INFJs and I's like. Future children with future names sounds pretty deep. Oh my gosh. You have not heard the half of it. I already have some ideas for other things as well. Cedric Beachy, why did I choose to be born then? If I did I know what my limitations and abilities would be? I think, so this is like, I think we do have limitations, but I think we are actually more limitless than what we give each other credit for, or just like give ourselves credit for. I think oftentimes we can see the limitless possibilities in certain people than others can see in themselves. So Cedric Beachy, I think that you have a lot more capabilities than you are even aware of. So I don't know. Maybe yourself before you were born knew that about you. Human Bigfoot. Hello. Hey. Anna Grace. That's so nice. Thank you. Martin K. Schroeder. It would be cooler as a Zoom call. I mean, I'm not opposed to doing Zoom either. Alex. Yes, I agree. We mostly are limited by fear. That's something. Dang nabbit, guys. Which, by the way, I do not say dang nabbit, but I just felt like saying it. Oh, my pumpkins, my little pumpies. so I guess this is the direction of this channel is going to go. I know that you guys are all very supportive. I mean, basically all of you I recognize, and you guys have been on different streams, and also I've talked to, and different things like that. My thing is, this is like a challenge to myself, but I also want to challenge some of you guys that maybe are a little fearful. My challenge this year to myself and you guys is putting yourself out there and like just creating things and not caring. Because I oftentimes, and I know I've talked about this so many times, but I've so oftentimes like second guessed myself and like just felt like I wasn't good enough. And if I can, even if people, I feel like I may, if I'm not already annoying to people, I might come off more annoying this year coming up in 2021, but that's okay with me. I want to try to like actually inspire people more so to feel like they can actually put stuff out there. If that's anything that they take from this channel, I want people to see this kind of, well, not kind of, very awkward girl that's leaning back in a chair with reindeer ears or antlers. If I can post videos with my little pausing self that, you know, doesn't all have her shit together, you guys can do anything too. And whatever that looks like, if you want to make videos, if you want to do interviews, if you want to, I don't know, become a musician, be an artist, be a doctor, whatever it is, I don't care how many people are doing those things, you can do it too. And there shouldn't be any limitations as far as like other people. Like, don't look at other people and think, oh, this person's doing it, I can't do it. I don't care if people, like, one other thing that I'm not gonna like worry about, because I know that I don't copy other people, is like, I don't want, like, I used to always be afraid that if I had an idea that was similar to someone else's and then I put it out there, that people would think that I was copying them. And I'm really sick of that. That's such a stupid thought, because there's so many things out there that are so similar, and like there is a collective thought in a lot of ways. So why even have that mentality? I don't know. So you're gonna see some videos out here with this person, and I want to inspire more people. I'm just gonna give this the old college try. Let's see. Emailed Anthrax. I think it's funny when people think you are another type other than INFJ. I mean, I get it. So this is the thing. I really don't care when people like think that I'm mistyped, especially in Myers-Briggs, to be honest. And I know, like, okay, so I saw this, like, oh my gosh, this morning I woke up to like 160 something comments on my last video, and that video maybe doesn't even have 300 views, and I had like 100 something comments, and it was from this one person. I ended up hiding them from my channel because they were just like spamming the comment section, and they were talking about how they thought I was an ISFJ, which again, I'm okay with people putting that forward, but this person was like making so many arguments. It's like, why are you taking the time to put all that out there? That's like, that probably took a long time to do that, and it's just like kind of annoying because I don't know. Anyways, it's not about like thinking that I don't care if other people think I'm another type. But anyways, the whole point of this channel is to inspire people, and I really don't care if people think for all I care, people can think I'm an ESTJ. I'm most definitely not an ESTJ, but if people want to call me an ESTJ, they can. But again, I care more about socionics, but I'm still doing I'm gonna sneaky the socionics in more. I really, Myers-Briggs, I do care about, but it's really just the basis. Anyways, I'm a wild card when it comes to abilities, but it's hard to imagine I had an identity before I was conscious. I remember 3 years old. It's so strange to me think about how different I am. There's a part of me that believes that people were reincarnated. For example, I do think if anybody was reincarnated, I think the best example of reincarnation for me is my younger sister. Like, I truly believe that my younger sister was reincarnated from my deceased grandfather. It's just such a weird concept, and I think I've talked about this, but my grandmother was named Rosalie. Her birthday is actually today. So happy birthday, Grammy. She would be 97 this year. She died 7 years ago, which is insane. I can't believe it's already been, well, not even 7 years, almost 7 years ago she died. She died 6.5 years ago. And her birthday was on Christmas Eve. Again, she would have been 97. She died at 90. And supposedly I look most like her. Out of everybody, I look most like my Grammy. But my grandfather, my dad's dad, Ralph, first of all, he was obsessed with my dad, which led to my dad being a certain way, which I do love my dad, but he worshipped my dad. And you can only fill in the blanks of what my dad turned into. I actually just talked to my dad for like 2 hours, or at least an hour and a half, and I don't know. I do have a really good relationship with my dad. I love my dad. But apart from that, Ralph, that was his name. He was obviously married to Rosalie, but he was born on August 19th, 1924. And my sister was supposed to be born on August 19th, 1995. He died in 1994. When I was only 10 months old. My mom actually had a miscarriage before my sister was born. She probably was pregnant with her third pregnancy because she actually had a miscarriage before me. So both of my sister and I are rainbow babies. Rainbow babies are if you are born after a miscarriage. And so my sister was born in 1995, like I said. So basically, I think that my sister is my grandfather reincarnated. And she looks exactly like him, but in a female form. She has the same body type. I think he was like 5'11". She's 5'8". They both looked half Asian, like particularly half Japanese, which is so weird. They both had like dirty blonde hair. Well, Anna still does. I mean, it's dyed right now. They both had like these really dark brown eyes. And their eyes look exactly the same. Their face shape looks exactly the same. Her nose looks and I know that that's like genetic, obviously. But he was stationed in Japan during World War II. My sister is obviously living in Japan, and she's always been fascinated by Japanese culture her entire life, like even when she was a child, and before she even learned how to speak Japanese. My grandfather was really into track and field when he was younger because we actually found some of his diaries from World War II. We have them here. It's really interesting. He has a lot of relics from Japan. He like really thought Japan was really neat. And my sister also was in track. Like she was really good at track and field when she was younger. He was also very creative and loved to write. My sister also is very creative and likes to write. They also have the same, my mom has said this, and so is mostly my mom, but they have a very similar demeanor to one another. They're both very charming, but also they have like the same temper. It's just wild. And I know that this is just like a weird rant, but I honestly, it's so weird. I do really believe that my sister was reincarnated from my grandfather. I don't know. Oh, also, so my sister was born on the 18th of August. And again, she was supposed to be born on the 19th of August. My mom got induced on the 18th because she didn't want my sister to be born on the same day as Ralph was. So I just find it so bizarre. It's just so weird. There's more to this. Okay, I know nobody's asking for this, but I'm gonna go get a picture of Ralph. Okay, so again, I know that you guys don't really know, like, you guys probably haven't seen too many pictures of my sister, but this is Ralph. It's like insane how much he looks like my sister. It is like absolutely insane. And I know he's her grandfather. He's also my grandfather. But it is like uncanny. Like she sees it, and I actually think she has the same ears as him. It's just like her same, like exact same mouth. It's so bizarre. It is so bizarre. And like my sister, I've actually even convinced my sister that she might have been reincarnated, I feel like, because we've talked about this so much. I don't know, it's just so cool. But what's also kind of weird is like Ralph, so I was only 10 months old when he died. This is so random. Anyways, when he died, so we were living in Florida, and my mom actually brought me over to Ralph when he was still, okay, this sounds really morbid. So he had just died, and he was laying, it was on the bed or on the couch or something. And my mom got there like right after he died, and she laid me right next to him. Ooh, I'm gonna cry. It's so sad because I didn't really know him, but she laid me right next to him like when he was still warm. And I think that was like, I mean, I know that that's kind of morbid that he, like, you're putting like a 10-month-old child next to a dead body, but yeah. It was kind of cool. And it's just really weird because like my dad and my sister have such a weird relationship, but I'm not going to get into that. But and then with my sister and I are very different, but we have like such a strong bond. And I know that's like any sister, well, not really, but like a lot of siblings have that, but it's like this really weird telepathy, but I think that's beside the point. Anyways, that was like a weird random rant. Okay. Putting oneself out there is great advice. You build connections that way, and that is priceless. Yes, and I really miss the interviews, and I know I've talked about bringing them back. We're going to bring them back in 2021 for sure. I just have to like set up a schedule and like actually set up times for people instead of doing willy-nilly things. But yeah. David G, yo, hey. Emailed Anthrax. I make videos myself already. Good. I wrote a book. It took too much editing, so I did chores for my sibling to get them to complete the editing. That's actually a really good idea. Also, something that I'm going to do is I'm going to actually offer, which I don't expect any of you guys to take this up, but just like letting you guys know, because it's kind of a cool, and I might even make a video about this because other people might want to do it too. But I've been inspired to do like freelancing, and I'm going to try that out and see how it goes. Okay. 2020 has turned Emily into an ENFJ. No. Even though I did think I was an ENFJ for a very long time, and that was just because I was mistyped. That was before I knew stuff about like the cognitive functions and stuff. It's so funny because, like, I don't think a lot of people on this channel would think of me as an ENFJ, but in person, that's why it's also really funny because a lot of people are like, you don't have FE. Meet me in person. If we ever, I do want to meet in person one day. Like, if we get a group together in person, and I would go to Europe as well because I know Nick, you live in Europe. Well, the UK, which I guess you guys have excluded yourselves. But I do want to meet people in the US and in the UK, and in Europe and wherever else. I really would go anywhere. I'm definitely going to go to Japan one day to visit my sister. Cedric Beachy, I'm deeply fascinated by human intelligence and natural ability. I was told my IQ test wasn't representative of my intelligence. I don't think you should ever base intelligence solely off of IQ. And this is something, I've said this before, but my dad is one of the smartest people I know. He's an INTP, and he is highly intelligent, but it's in a very specific way. Like in the medical field and in like scientifically, he's extremely intelligent. I actually have wanted, I was funny, I was talking to my dad earlier about YouTube and stuff, and I would love to have my dad make a YouTube channel and or be on my channel. I just think it would be really cool. But he told me that you should never rely on intelligence in life. He said that that's one of the worst things you could do is to rely on your intelligence alone. Because when you think, and he quantified it this way, saying, and I totally agree with this, you can be the smartest person in the room and do nothing with it. It's your application of your intelligence. And I think there's a lot to being emotionally intelligent as well, and just other intelligence. And I know that's kind of like a cliche thing, but I do think it's very, very much. How do you tolerate their wrongness? I'm not sure. Anna Grace, what do you think of objective personality? Okay, so I've talked about this before, but I've actually not really seen much of Dave's Superpowers or Objective Personalities videos. I don't even think I've ever watched an entire video in my life of theirs. I've looked into it, so I can't really adequately answer that question. I just know that there's a lot of similarities to Socionics, which again, I think Socionics is the superior typology system out of everything. But I do need to that will be my other 2021 goal, is to look more into objective personalities, because I don't know if he would even do an interview, but I know a lot of people have done interviews with Dave and Shan, and I'm not sure if they would even want to do an interview with me, but once I get back into the interviews, I think they would be interesting to interview. And of course, before I interview them, I would want to know their system. Okay. Emailed Anthrax. I can't stand people who are wrong about things. It frustrates me. It's like, why can't you do critical thinking? I mean, some people don't. Some people still have critical thinking and still are wrong. So, I don't know. Cedric Beachy, I just can't believe that I can do whatever I want because it doesn't match my experiences. I can try my best and fail, but put in little effort. So there's so many people in history that have failed thousands of times before they were able to do something. Like, I think in a lot of ways, you guys, and I know that you guys are really supportive of this channel, but you can almost look at this channel as a failure because it's kind of dead right now. It's in a rebirth rebirthing process. But in terms of like the algorithm and everything, it's kind of dead. And there are other failures that are not just an example of my failures, but I personally have failed so many times. Like, I can't even count how many times I've failed. And every single one of you I know have failed so many times. I mean, maybe not, but I would bet a lot of money that every single one of us have failed multiple times in our life to achieve something. And some things do come more naturally, but it's just like you can't limit yourself from your failures. Yeah. Introvert 1, wing 2. I am born on July 24th, same as you. I know I'm an INFJ male too, born on this day. Introvert 1, wing 2. What year were you born? Also, I think it would be super interesting. It would be super interesting to have to do like videos on people's astrological charts, because I know a lot of people dismiss astrology, and I'm not gonna I don't know if I will ever be trying to promote astrology on this channel. But in my free time when I'm not on YouTube, I do look into astrology a lot. And I think my chart is eerily similar. And again, it's like an individual chart. You can't just say all people born on this day are the same way. It's very specific to the individual, because it comes into time, the location of your birth, the day, obviously, and all kinds of things. But anyways, my chart is eerily similar to an NI Dom. I've seen INTJ's charts that are kind of similar to mine as well. I mean, they're similar in the placements, not placements, but the positions of the planets. Yeah, but anyways, I think it would be cool to analyze other people's birth charts when it comes to MBTI and stuff. Stephen Hawking died on Albert Einstein's birthday, the 14th of March. Pi. That also happens to be International Pi Day. Coincidence? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there are truly coincidences. Also, both at 76 years old. It is very weird. I love swords even before my tiny hands closed on a plastic hilt. What if I was a knight in my past life? Very much could be. You're so an F. Mamu. We share 25% of our genes with our grandparents. I guess that they continue to live through us. Yes. Cedric Beachy. Freelancing, what do you mean? Are you going to write stuff? That's going to be part of it. I'm going to offer even editing services, which I'm trying to get better about editing, but maybe doing blog posts for people. Another thing, which is, I don't know if I can consider it freelancing, but maybe even doing personal videos for people. But the freelancing stuff is going to be on articles and stuff and different things like that. And services. Otto. Merry Christmas. Hello, Merry Christmas. Fro. Hey, I've discovered your content yesterday. I'm very happy to have stumbled upon your channel. Very interesting. Merry Christmas. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is the first new person I've seen. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to try to make more content in the future and start trying to not let people down, but also not let myself down by actually making stuff. Loved the Brexit joke. Oh, thanks. Jonathan Campbell. UK will still be on the continent of Europe. Well, some people believe that the UK is separate from the continent, which in some ways, I mean, it is an island. Cedric Beachy. Well, being a genius is not the same thing as being intelligent. It's outlier high IQ combined with moderately low agreeableness. This is an unusual combination. Are you saying, okay, Cedric, are you saying that geniuses are outlier IQ and moderately low agreeableness? I don't think to be a genius, well, I know that you do not have to have low agreeableness to be a genius. How do I know? I don't know. Okay, Jonathan Campbell. What is Emily's IQ is the question. I don't know. It might be surprising to people. I will say, and I'm going to make a video about this. This goes into dyslexia, and this is kind of like really sad. I think I've talked about it before. And when I was in school, like I've talked about this, that I really didn't talk, and I was dyslexic, but it wasn't really like, it was very clearly that I was dyslexic, and I had a hard time reading and also just like doing certain things, and I had a lot of anxiety and stuff when I was a child. So made for kind of a interesting child. Like I did well on stuff, except for standardized tests. I struggled with that because I used to skip things a lot. Anyways, where was I going with this? I don't even know where I was going with that. Oh, IQ. So I didn't take an IQ test until I was 21. Yeah, I was 21 when I took an IQ test. I think. I was either 21 or 22. 21. I was 21. And before that, I got these documents when I graduated from high school. Like, this was, I guess they did this in like elementary school or middle school. But some dingbat teacher, I don't know, the education system is very messed up. It really doesn't like neurodiverse students, in my opinion. And if you don't fit the mold of what fits in the classroom, it's just like you're going to be ostracized. I mean, I really thought that I was like, people thought I was stupid. Anyways, someone, I don't know who it was, measured my IQ based off of nothing. I didn't ever take an IQ test. They measured it at 90 when I was a child. That's what they didn't measure it. That's what they guessed. And for those of you that aren't aware of IQ and like the way they measure it, that is, some people say that would be considered normal, but it's kind of a standard deviation below what would be considered normal. It would be considered kind of unintelligent. And I'm not saying that people have that IQ are, I don't know. It was upsetting to me, like when I graduated from high school and I saw that document, and I ripped it up. And I took an IQ test, like I said, when I was 21 for the first time. I mean, the only time. But I think I've mentioned something about it before, but maybe I've never said it. Anyways, okay. Anna Grace. I don't believe in astrology, but I find it interesting. What's your moon sign? So my moon sign is Libra. So, okay, my sun sign is Leo, moon is Libra, and rising is Leo. What are yours, everyone? Cedric Beachy, the ground is white with snow. Oh my gosh. I wish it was snowing here, but it is not. Nick, I don't think geniuses are disagreeable. You just described NI DOMs. I mean, TI DOMs. What did I say? NI. They're not smart. They're just TI. Emailed Anthrax 90. Cedric Beachy. Genius as defined case usually is found in those with high IQ and lower agreeableness. This allows them to put themselves out there as it were without worrying what other people think. I would actually say that a lot of true geniuses do not put themselves out there. And that kind of goes back into like what I said about my dad. I'm not sure where my dad's IQ is. I know what my sister's is. I know what mine is. I don't know what my mom's is. I would say that my dad's is pretty high up there. My sister's is pretty high as well. But yeah, I mean, my dad is a TI Tom, so he's pretty unagreeable, but he's very good at the same time. Yes, avid randomer. Normal is 100, 90 would be below average. Yeah, I know. And that's what made me very sad, because I suspected, this is what's really frustrating. I was very aware of how adults saw me in school. And this really just happened in school. Like, people didn't treat me like this outside of school, but that was also because I was super quiet and like used to cry and all this stuff. But like adults really treated me poorly. Not all, but some of them really treated me poorly. And it was like in this really fake way where it was like they were trying to be nice and like treat me very nice, but it was like they really did look down on me and like treat me like I was stupid. And I was very aware of them treating me this way. It's like I could see their motivations and like see why they were acting like that. That was really frustrating. And in some ways, I kind of want to talk with them now. I don't even know if some of them are still alive, but it's like there are certain teachers that I would love to just like be like, I would like to just slap across the face. But there's also some teachers that I absolutely loved. And it just is very sad. Okay. So I have a video title in mind, and I kind of like have been hesitant to put it out there because I think it's kind of like, I don't know. It's secret information, but it's a title that I think is interesting. Jefferson's definition of an aristocratic person was genius combined with high mortality. Any other combination of qualities he felt weren't the true definition of autocracy. I don't blame you. You don't seem low IQ, Emily. Well, thank you. I know that I'm not now. And actually, when I took the IQ test, so I don't think you should base intelligence off of IQ alone. But when I took that and I got my results, I did feel a little bit interesting about it. It just felt like kind of, I don't know. I don't like to be through whatever. Okay. Jonathan Campbell. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Ooh, I like this. Okay. His sun is in Virgo, moon Virgo, and then rising Leo. Okay. And then Anna Grace, Cancer sign, Sagittarius moon, Leo rising as well. Okay, so for those of you, I know that like you guys said that you're not super into astrology. but actually a more representative, what's most representative of your personality is actually your rising sign. And because that's the exact point that you were born, like the exact time and position of the planets, it's more representative than your sun sign. So your rising sign is actually your appearance, like this goes into physical appearance, and it also is really who you are. The sun and the moon also play a role as well, but it's just so funny that Jonathan, Anna, and I are all INFJs, and we all have Leo risings. This is really cool. Fro, I believe mine is Aquarius in English. For those of you that don't know this, Aquarius is my favorite. Aquarians are my favorite astrological type. I love Aquarius, and I think it's because it's the opposite sign of Leo. Okay, Mark, interesting. Leo sun. I do think that, okay, I'll say this now, but I think that Leo, the personality of, like, the sign of Leo, and it also has to be like a combination of things. But I think Leos are very beta energy. And also, like, I do find a lot of Leos are INFJs in some regard, whether that's the rising sign or the sun sign. And ooh, this is so cool. It's like I have theories. I have a lot of theories. Cedric Beachy. Well, I'm talking about people who produce major innovations, not necessarily the most intelligent people. Think about Edison, Einstein, Tesla, John von Neumann, and Isaac Newton. Yes. Someone told me that if nothing else, schooling is important for socialization. God, I was a freaking bully fest. Yes. I was bullied a lot. Interesting. Lewis. Sun Scorpio, rising Aquarius, moon Taurus. Okay, so your rising sign is Aquarius. That is another correlation that I've seen with maybe I shouldn't say INFJs. Okay, and socionics, IEIs, which again, I think that are INFJs in Myers-Briggs, but IEIs and socionics. So I've seen a lot of IEIs that are Leo, have prominent Leo placements, and also prominent Aquarius placements. So one of my best friends, she is an Aquarius sun. I don't know what her moon and rising are, but she actually was the one that got me into socionics, and she is an Aquarius. And ooh, it's so cool. Jonathan Kimball, in Chinese astrology, I'm the year of the tiger and dragon rising, which is the same as Leo rising, but sounds cooler because you know dragon. So I'm both tiger and dragon, therefore awesome. Cool. Cedric Vici, my intelligence test was really fascinating to me. I was trying to analyze the test as I was taking it. I was gifted verbally, which is uncommon for dyslexics. I was always very capable verbally. Actually, I think that verbally, this is actually a correlation with dyslexia. If you're given dyslexia, or dyslexics actually do well when given a verbal test. And yeah. And this, Mark, in astrology, the South Node and North Node resonates with me. You ever looked into your North Node? Have I ever? Yes, I also agree. Mark, what are your nodes? My North Node is Sagittarius. Jonathan, double Virgo is considered consistent with Enneagram 1 for whatever that is worth. I totally agree with that. If I was to assign a astrological sign to an Enneagram, it would be Virgo for 1. Anna Grace, this is so interesting. Cedric Beachy, I try not to guess people's signs. When I was younger, I used to be able to guess people's sun signs in person. Again, this is just like typing people in Myers-Briggs or in Socionics, which, okay, let you guys know, or let me know if you guys would be interested. I know that a lot of you guys already know what your type is. But I have thought about offering services for people that don't know what their type is. And I see a lot of people offering services that are, in my opinion, kind of pricey. And I want to do something that's which I realize that a lot of people may not have the expenses to shell that out. But I think I would want to have something that's a little bit more affordable for people. If anybody would be interested, I would also do it very differently than some people. I think you really have to talk to someone for a good amount of time to really determine someone's type. But yeah, it's the same thing with astrology. I wouldn't be able to guess all those things. Mark, North Node Virgo, South Node Pisces. Interesting. Avid randomer. Is it just based on when you were born? So your astrological chart, this is a map of your life. It's almost a mirror of your life. And so when you are determining, so if anybody wants to know all of these things, because I think some of you guys may not, maybe not know what your astrological sign is, you can go, all of the specifics. If you go on astro.com and you get, astro.com is a really good website. It doesn't really go into the details of there are some websites that actually break down what everything means, but I think astro.com has some of the best one of the best charts, and you can find all of those things. Basically, you enter in your birthday, so whatever date it is, and then you put in the time, and you want to be as exact as you can with your time. So if you don't know what time you were born, try to ask your parents and see if they know. If not, the random time that's best to put if you don't know what your time is just 12 p.m. And then you put in where you were born. So for me, I was born in Florida. I was born in Bradenton, Florida. So you put that down. Cedric Petrie, while my vocabulary and general broad-based knowledge was considered unusual, I'm not like my mother or father, but I resemble them. Okay. Again, I said this a little, oh my gosh, I said this almost an hour ago, but I think I'm gonna get going. Not that I really have anything going on, but I just feel like I don't want to have this stream go on forever. So if there's any final thoughts, if you guys have any final thoughts, I will entertain them. Maybe one day I'll go into a IQ reveal. Even before I started YouTube, I actually wanted to make a video about this. But I don't know. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna get going. And I hope you guys have a great day and a Merry Christmas and a happy holidays. All right, bye-bye. Oh my gosh. Lesmala, the stream would end as soon as I arrive. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I have to get going. Well, I guess I don't really have to, but Cedric Bucci, yeah. Wow, if you want to leave, we should let you go. My thoughts are tiny trickle, even unspoken. Anna Grace, that's okay. Hope you have a great Christmas day too. Thank you. Fro, see you. All right, bye guys.